TunePocket.com.
Ano yung director na pagsasabitan nito?
Ang tumatanggap po niyan, Your Honor, yung aming sa operations at ang bawat ang bawat region, meron po silang mga section, department, or division na tumatanggap po niyan sa regional level.
And you have a soft copy, right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
May I request, therefore, in aid of legislation, that you submit to us a copy of all these transactions, so-called failure to submit the Director of LTO Dealers Report of Sale Transfer for since 2013.
We will comply, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. I would really appreciate that. And that's a lot of work for us. But that's the blue ribbon. We do an awful lot of work. And we spend the midnight oil trying to make sure that we come out so that the Senate will be seen by the public as doing its job. Ganun rin kayo. Dapat nakikita ginagawa ng trabaho nyo. And I would suggest that to the DOTR as well as to the Department of Trade. Yan ang kailangan natin gawin. Now, having said that po, nakalagay rin dyan sa BIR and LTO, misrepresentation of installment sales as cash sales before the LTO. Ilan ang nawawala sa gobyerno? May I call it the BIR or COA? BIR? Can you give me the names, please? You're all sitting down.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tarfico, is that you, sir?
This is Mr. Samera, sir, from BIR Cebu.
Where are you from BIR Cebu? I'm talking about the whole country. Do not call anybody from the regions.
Your Honor, may I refer you to Attorney Larry Barcelo, sir, of the National Office.
Yes, I need to have the national office. How much are we earning? How much are we earning by way of protection? This is to help you. Can you mute off somebody? Please mute off. Sino na hindi nakamit? Let me ask you, sir, how much is the expected revenue this year for all motorcycles? Not to mention four-wheel drives and others. Especially since the law says lahat na isasabit nila yung sales report, copy of sales agreement, pati installment, lahat nakalagay dyan.
Sir, Attorney Barcelo is there from the National Office.
Attorney Barcelo, I asked a question. I've been waiting for it. Do you get a copy of the reports of the installment sales so that you know whether they're paying installments? And what? Di ba pag namili kayo, babayaran na kaagad yung value-added tax nun? Tama po ba yun? If I buy a motorcycle from a dealer, kahit na installment yun, and I will ask the help of Secretary Lopez again here, and the BIR, what is the value-added tax charge on the motorcycle? 12% yan. Of what? The installment or the total value?
Mr. Chair, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Is that you, Secretary Lopez?
Yeah.
Sir, go ahead, sir.
Mr. Chairman. My understanding is it's 12% on the value of the sales, Mr. Chairman.
That's correct.
My
That's correct.
understanding is it's 12% of the value of the sales.
That's correct.
Sobrang sama signal.
Now, if it's the value of the sale, the government should be able to get a hefty amount of revenue so that when Secretary Galvante asks us or the DTI asks us for more representatives abroad, we will have money. I'm asking the BIR now, how much are you collecting? If you cannot answer, you can do so at the next hearing, but you have to submit to me the documents as authenticated by the BIR commissioner. And you should be able to give me all the sales of all sales leaders, not to, this is just to find out what is happening in the trade.
Dalawa na. Kinokontrol nila.
Will the BIR shut down your speaker, please, so we can hear you? Or are you trying to confuse what you perceive is the enemy, the Senate of the Republic of the Philippines? Now, can you answer?
And repair of motorcycles and related parts and accessories. For 2020, we collected an amount of 2.1 billion. For 2019, 2.16 billion. For 2018, that's 2.2 billion. 2017, it's 1.6 plus. And 2016 is 1.2 billion, Your Honor. That's total collection for the sale, maintenance, and repair, and related parts and accessories, Your Honor.
You say that does not include
Thank you, Your Honor.
accessories. It does not include accessories.
It includes accessories, Your Honor.
So you're looking at an average right now of 2 billion for 18 million motorcycles. Is that it?
Yes, Your Honor.
If I buy a motorcycle that is 100,000 pesos worth, 12% of that is 12,000. Is that correct? It's the value added tax, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. That's the VAT rate, Your Honor. Tax rate.
That's the VAT rate, right? And then there's
Yes,
also the government tax, I think about 5%. Government gross receipt tax, 5,400 at 5%. And then you
Your
have
Honor,
a tax, sorry?
if it is a percentage tax, Your Honor, that's 3%, Your Honor.
3% for shuttle fee of the principal value. But I'm talking about the government gross receipt tax on installment revenue, 5%. Laki yan. Mas malaki pa yung binabayad sa installment kaysa doon sa purchase price ng motorsiklo. Tama po ba yun?
Yes, Your Honor, if there's an interest on the installment, Your Honor.
That's correct. You pay installment revenue at 5%, which on a basis of 100,000 peso motorcycle, you get 5,400 for a motorcycle, and you get 3,000 pesos for shuttle fee, 3% of the principal value, not to mention the fact that you have to pay for yung VAT, 12%. Yung shuttle fee, yun na ba yung kwan? Register of deeds? Yung encumbrance fee. And then you have documentary stamps. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, for the shuttle mortgage, there's a documentary stamp tax.
Correct.
As well as for the promissory note or the loan agreement, Your Honor, in excess of 250,000.
So really, you can submit to the committee all these taxes and give us an estimate of the last since 2013.
Yes, Your Honor, we will include 2013 because what we submitted to the committee is a collection from 2016 up to 2020, Your Honor.
Thank you. Hindi naman nila lahat ang dealer, no? Marami rin naman ang dealer na hindi gumagawa ng ginagawa ng iba. Napaliwanag ko sa inyo yan. But if you're angry, I don't care. We'll go after you till kingdom come. Because you're sucking the lifeblood out of the poor motorcycle people. You're impinging on the democracy or the democratizing the right of the people for movement. And the government allows you to do business. We don't care about your profit. You make a profit, but not at the expense of the people. That is what this whole investigation is all about. And I hope that's clear to the Department of Transportation. You serve the people. To the police, that is clear. So I'm even thinking now, upon a consultation, iba naman, laki-laki ng lamang ng babaril, walang plaka, naka-crash helmet, dark pa, tapos meron pang face mask. Ito lang mamamatay ang tao.
Sir, bali DST, but pa-breakdown na lang. Hindi na lang.
Who's that? Somebody, raise your hand if you want to speak, please. Unmute. Please mute. All right. Now, having said all that, I want to see what the government is making, and I want to see how many people buy motorcycles, and that will have to come from the LTO and from the LTO and the dealers, right? Para makuha talaga yung mga transactions niyo. You know, it's nice to have our people move around, pero wag naman ganun. Wala na nga usury law. Babanabat na yung 36% per year. Tapos 5% compounded pa sa installment. Kawawang-kawawa ang tao. Alright? Director, Secretary Lopez, would you like to make any comments? I know you have some comments in view. And I appreciate every time we talk, we always make progress on how we can do better. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, moving forward, if I may suggest, I hope in aid of legislation or even from the executive action from our end, I hope there can be a resolution as to giving the consumer always the option on that type of payment. In other words, hindi pwedeng installment lang. Kung cash ay in-offer ng customer ay dapat allowed yon. Then second, yun nga, yung quick issuance of ORCR within 7 days from perfection of contract, and also as being discussed, the issuance of the plate within, let's say, 15 days, Mr. Chairman. Yun lang, Your Honor, ang aking suggestions po. Thank you.
Suggestions are, I don't use the word noted, are very well taken, and we will try to accommodate all those suggestions. Now, session is meeting is, don't you get, or the DOTR may answer as well, don't you get these complaints from the public that they're not given their certificates of registration, that their motorcycles are being taken in violation of law? I'm sure you get complaints from the public. If the Department of Trade gets complaints, ilan yun, Secretary Lopez? 4,000?
3,060, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Does the LTO have any complaints? How many regional offices do you have? Or rather LTO, do you have provincial or regional offices?
We have regional offices, Mr. Chairman, Your Honor. And aside from the regional office, we have district offices spread all over the Philippines, Your Honor.
Can you send us a copy of the organizational chart so we will be able to better know? Because if I were you, you know, I always make sure that the people under me during my stint as a Department of Tourism, they report to me what is happening, what are the complaints of the people, what do the people require, what do the people need so that we can have better tourism. I'm sure you're a good officer from what I hear. You can ask your LTO offices, the registrars, the regional offices. Do you get that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, we do that. In fact, we reiterate that in every meetings we do with our regional directors, operations officer. But we will continue to do that and improve on them.
But I'd like to know whether they get complaints from the public about this, or is the public totally cowed? Talagang wala tayong magagawa. Talagang ganyan, bibili ka, kakayanin ka, dahil kakulang sa kuha ka pa ng abogado, talo ka. So, may tumutulong, mayroon ba humihingi ng tulong sa inyo sa mga pang-aabuso, komisar?
Yes, Your Honor. In fact, we have sent show cause order to the concerned dealers, and they are penalized if they cannot satisfactorily explain the situation, Your Honor. So, in fact, I'd like to confirm that DTI sends us regularly complaints that they've been receiving, particularly in this delay of issuance of ORCR.
That's very good. Can you submit to us those letters from DTI and as well as from your just samples of past complaints that were forwarded to your office?
We'll do that, Your Honor. Most of the complaints that we receive from DTI or sent to us by DTI are through our email, Your Honor.
Let me give you some.
Yes.
Let me give you some of the. I'm sorry, mga dealers, hindi ko kayo pinag-iinitan na, pero talaga mukhang may atraso tayo eh. Sige natin, ha? Tingnan nyo. Mga tanong ito sa opisina ko, masasabi ko, yan ang hiningi ko sa inyo, ganyan. Nabili ko yung motorsiklo ko January 18 via cash at hindi installment. Nag-iisang buwan na next week. Hindi pa rin available yung registro ko. Tawag ako ng tawag, paulit-ulit lang sagot ng dealer, nasa liyas nila yung documents. Wala pa din ang plaka galing LT. I will stop there. You created a system called Mirdo. Mirdo that rhymes with weirdo. It's weird. What you did was you put together the manufacturers, the assemblers, the importers, the builders, dealers, and other entities. Is that correct, sir?
Honor.
Mayor
Tama po
Dukes,
yun, Your Honor.
why? If you have so many officers and registrars, these people are liable under the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act if they fool around. Pero itong Mayor Dukes, binigay nyo halos sa mga private businessmen. So we place the people at the mercy of private businessmen who do not seem to have a duty to protect the public. Why did you create this?
Your Honor, sa pagkakaalam ko po, isa sa hinihingi sa amin ng batasyon, ito po para ma-monitor natin yung mga stock nila, yung mga in their possession na eventually ipagbibili. Kaya po mini-maintain natin ang record niyan para ma-check po din po natin yung mga available to be sold in the market plus yung mga narehistro po na mga units na naipagbili.
Well, bakit kailangan sila? Bakit ang sabi nyo, yung mga stock o ng inventory nila, yun po ba? Inventory?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hindi po ba dapat yung ibigay nyo ng kopya yung BIR dyan? Buwan-buwan. Ano ang pasok? Ano lumabas? Ano nabenta? Na pag may benta, dapat automatic pa-follow up. Kung may installment, tatawagan ng Register of Deeds. Tama po ba yun?
Sa pangangailangan po ng LTO para magkaroon po ng registry ng mga units, mini-maintain po namin yung mga reports na ganyan ang gagaling dito sa mga dealers, importers, at manufacturers ng motorcycle.
Pero may proteksyon ng dealer, walang proteksyon yung tao. Walang proteksyon yung namimili ng motorsiklo. Sila may mga lawyers, sila may mga koleksyon. Hindi ko maintindihan yan. Ba't kailangan pa yan? LTO Administrative Order, AVT 2014-023, the Operations Division. Regional Office is responsible for initial review and evaluation of applications for accreditation by Mayor Dukes. In other words, nilayo nyo yung tao. Pinadaan nyo sa Mayor Dukes, yung tao, dapat pag namili siya, may offices kayo, na pupuntahan niya. Pero ngayon, I don't know whether, I just want to know why you did that. If there are 4,000 dealers, as you say, all over the country, pwede rin magparehistro yan direktamente.
Yung pangangailangan po ng pagrehistro ng nabentang sasakyan, ginagawa rin po at meron pong record no ng LTO. But aside from this, yung pong record ng mga in possession of the dealers, importers, nagme-maintain din po kami ng record noon.
Tama po yun, pero hindi ko maintindihan bakit sila nga hawak ng function ng LTO.
Your Honor, hindi po naman sila humahawak ng function, kundi po sa pangangailangan ng LTO, rini-require po sila mag-register ng kanilang inventaryo.
Then I will ask the question one by one, sir. Pag namili ng motorsiklo sa dealer, yung dealer ang pupunta sa inyo para magparehistro o yung Mayor Dukes? O yung tao na namili?
Isa pong ino-offer, Your Honor, isa pong ino-offer na service ng dealer is yung sila na po ang magpaparehistro.
Now, let me finish there. Let me just go ahead. Kung sila ang nag-o-offer ng services niyan, so, pinarehistro nila, hindi po ba totoo, narinig na natin Secretary Lopez, pag binasa ko pa ito na andito, hindi po nila ibibigay yung certificate of registration. Not even an authenticated. Di ba nyo nakita yung delikado?
Your Honor, if I may, ini-entertain po ng LTO ang tao na bumili, may-ari, na sila mismo ang magrehistro nito. Kaya hindi po sila pinagbabawalan. Bagamat na sabi ko na nga po kanina na isang ino-offer na service ito, probably para sa kanilang convenience, ang nag-o-offer ng service na sila na po ang magpaparehistro, yung dealer po na kung saan...
I want Secretary Lopez to listen to this because under your section 5.4 of the same LTO admin order, it states that the dealer shall be solely responsible or liable for any errors in the sales report. Have you gotten a dealer who is not given a certificate of registration? Meron na ba kayo nahuli na kanya? So hindi nila nire-register na ito installment or cash? Wala, no? Wala. Secretary Lopez, do you agree with me? Wala bang bibigyan na dealer niyan. Because yun ang liyabi nila eh. Ang liyabi ng dealer, pagka nagbenta sila magpaparehistro, okay, pinarehistro nila. Doon na ako. Pero habang hindi nagbabayad ng buo, hahawakan nila yan. Pero ang batas, sinasabi, kailangan meron kang authenticated copy. At dapat ilalagay mo ang proteksyon ng tao na namili at proteksyon ng dealer nasa batas. Hindi hawak ng dealer yung certificate of registration mo. Ang may hawak, yung tao at ang LTO ang maglalagay na encumbrance, nakalagay doon sa kanya certificate of registration base sa Register of Deeds. Yun ang dapat, di po ba? Kaya dihado yung namimili. Tama ba yun, Secretary Lopez?
Ayun, Mr. Chairman, dapat may hawak siya. Authenticated at least, or yung original pag fully paid.
That's correct. Talagang, kaya ayaw nilang tumanggap ng full cash dahil ang laki talaga ng kinikita sa installment. At hindi na nila kailangan iparehistro dahil may promissory note na nagbayad sa kanila. Wala nang babayaran doon sa installment, wala nang babayaran doon sa tax. Kayo ba mga taga-BIR, hindi nyo nakikita yun? Ang lumalabas sa akin, Secretary Calvante, I will focus on this next time. The merit system gives too much power and control to dealers in registration of motor vehicles.
With all due respect, Mr. Chairman, if I may respond. Yung una po, doon sa mere dose na yon, ang isa pong hinihinging report dito, yung Certificate of Stock report, kung saan yung mga dealers nagsasubmit po nito sa LTO at yung kanilang sales report, ito po ay isa sa mga hinihingi ng ating anti-carnapping law. Sinasagawa po ng LTO yan base po dun sa anti-carnapping law.
So because of the anti-carnapping law, ginawa niyong ganito centralized. Pero meron ba kayo nahuli mga anti-carnapping na mga motorsiklo? Nahuli niyo ba yung mga dami-daming pinapatay ng motorsiklo? Wala. Nakalagay na sa inyo, authorized representatives of accredited manufacturers, assemblers, importers shall submit stock reports to LTO Central Office Operations Division. Certificates of stock reported, certificates issued for cash unit of motor vehicle components reported to LTO. So lahat binibigay. Napakalaki ng kapangyarihan ng dealer. At walang proteksyon ang publiko dahil hindi na nalaman kung naka-register na yung kwan. So pwedeng gamitin yun para sa pumatay o magnakaw o kaya lukuhin yung dealer, yung lukuhin yung tao. Masyadong one-sided. I think it's ultra vires on your part to do that. Pinayagan ba ng Department of Transportation niya? Ano nakalagay sa batas ng LTO? Di ba kayong bahala sa lahat ng Land Transportation Office, Land Transportation, Registration, tracking down all the motorcycles, etc., etc. Nakalagay ba sa batas na bibigyan na lang ng invoice? Yun namili? Nakalagay ba sa batas na bibigyan na lang ng copy na hindi pa authenticated? Lahat yan, kinokontra ng batas sa mga sinay ko. Eh ba't kayo maglalagay ng mayor do? You know, that's dangerous. You're skirting graft and corruption. Binibigyan nyo ng too much advantage yung ilang mga taong malalaki at kinakala natin yung maliliit. Wala akong nakikitang pakinabang ang maliliit. Ginawa ang gobyerno para pagtanggol ang maliliit. Yung namimili ng motorcycle na pinagtitiisan maghulog. Narinig yung sinabi kanina? Nag-pandemic, napilitan akong bumili ng motorsiklo para makapasok ako sa trabaho. Pag hindi makapasok sa trabaho yun, walang papakain sa pamilya niyan. And yet, ang proteksyon wala sa kanya, ang proteksyon nasa sa dealers. Where do you think you come from? Changing the whole objective of the law of the Land Transportation Office na yung mandate niyo, saan galing yan? Ang nakalagay dyan, is tasked to register motor vehicles, issue the driver's licenses, etc., etc., at enforce transportation laws, rules and regulations, and adjudicate apprehension cases. Wala sa law niyo yung gagawa kayo ng mayor do. Kung gusto nyo, gagawin namin sa batasya para may delegation of power na maayos na nalilimit yan. Napuproteksyon ng lahat. Eh kayo ang gumawa eh. Eh paano sabihin ko kung nga, nilagyan siguro kayo lahat ng mga nagmamanufacture, lahat ng one. Ang sinasabi mo lang para ma-take up yan. But that easily done. The BIR can always conduct, they have offices like you have offices everywhere, you can count the number of motorcycles. But what is important is sila ng rehistrado. Eh, talagang nakakagalit daw talaga yan. Bakit ako babayag? Sino ba itong mayor doon na ito na lalapit sa Ronga? It's really glorified lobbying. Di ba? Lahat ng mga dealers, meron siya ng representative na ako nang bala, ako nang lalakad. Lakad yan eh. That's why, yung isang mayor ng Kwan, text sa akin kanina, yung mayor ng Samar na nangingi siya ng LTO registration office sa kanyang bayan ng Samar. Maga-maga, nag-text sa akin. Kung makita ko raw si Secretary Galvante, eh pwede ba pabuksan na yung opisina doon ng LTO? Eh, because nga, gusto nila makalapit. O, babasahin ko. Good morning, Senator Dick. May I please request when you meet ASEC Edgar Alvante of LTO to kindly push for the opening of G1 Eastern Samar LTO offices. Office is ready and been waiting for the opening. Nearest LTO office is 150 kilometers away. Kaya ang dami walang lisensya. Thank you very much po, Mayor Annalise. See? Closer is better. Do not transfer your duties to somebody else. I have not decided on that. I just say that because sa nakikita ko, offhand, talo talaga ang maliliit. Lumalabas, meron kayong glorified fixer. And I'm not lying. Do not allow. Ang dami na nga eh. Tandaan nyo lang sila sabi ng kababayan ko, si Ramon Magsaysay. Ibigan ko ang anak niyan. Kamag-anak ko pa, si June Magsaysay. Those who have less in life should have more of law. Ang pinoproteksyonan natin yung maliliit. Malalaki, may abogado, may connection sila. Ayan, binabato nga, may pangalan pa ng cabinet officer, binabato kanina eh. Ibigan ko pa yung cabinet officer na yun, kaya ayokong Pero sa akin, nakapokus ako sa pinapatay dahil wala tayo nung tinatawag natin command and control center na available sa public, available sa kapulisan. Wala tayong pinapairal na batas. Ang dami ko nakikita pag lumalakad ako dyan eh. Alam nyo, nag-mayor ako eh. Lahat ng pinapatupad ko, pag umikot ako, nakikita ko, kaya umiihi sa kalye, kaya walang color code, huhulihin ko yon. That's why sumusunod natin ang tao masaya, pantay-pantay. Dito, porque mahirap ka, ito, sabihin ko na sa inyo, basahin nyo yung mga sinasabi ng mga tao dyan, yung sinasabi ko kanina. Namili sila, pero ito mga nagko-complain. 15 to 30 days yung nasa papel ng mag-process ng registration. Pero ang mismong staff ng dealer ay nagsabi na 2 to 3 months daw po bago pa nila ma-release. Karapatan ba nila yun? Wala naman tungkulin sa tao yung dealer ha. Secretary Lopez, may karapatan ba yung dealer? Ang karapatan ng tao, pag nabayaran ka, bigay mo sa kanya certificate of registration. Bakit niya sasabihin 2 to 3 months? Fixer! Oh, pwede kong pakita sa inyo yung tao, hindi na natatakot ang tao sa inyo. Sige, tuloy niyo yung video para makita. You know, I get very passionate about this because it's so unfair. Unconscionable. It's despicable.
Kailangan ko sa work ko before na as tour guide, kaya kumuha ko ng tour. Yung nung time ng pandemic po, hindi na po ako nakapagbayad nun. Starting March, then until July. Then July, may trabaho na ako doon, nagbabayad na naman ako ulit. Tapos, yun na, hinihingi na nila sa akin yung bayad, yung nung time ng pandemic na ilang months. So, kinuha nila yung motor mami, January 18. Wala kasi ako sa bahay, ma'am. Tapos yung motor ko, iniwan ko lang sa bahay sa amin. Tapos ang nakatira dun sa amin is yung anak ko, panganay, which is 16 years old. Tumawag yung anak sa akin na kukunin daw yung motor. Sabi ko, huwag mo ibigay. Tsaka huwag kang pumirma dyan kasi underage ka. Tapos yun, pinuntahan ng kapatid ko. Sabi ng kapatid ko na hindi kami pipirma dyan kasi wala yung kapatid ko na nagmamayari ng motor. That time, umalis yung kapatid ko. Tapos yung anak ko, di nila talaga tinigilan. Pinipili talaga na pirmahan ng anak ko yung papel. Kaya natakot naman yung anak ko. So pinirmahan niya, tapos kinuha nila yung motor. Sabi daw ng exam na hindi daw nila ibibigay pag hindi ako nagbibigay full na bayad doon.
Ano po yung papel na pinapirmahan doon sa anak ng 16 years old?
Hindi rin niya alam eh. Wala kasing binigay na copy din sa amin. Sobrang sakit po. Kung pwede lang ako mag-absent sa work ko, pinuntahan ko na doon talaga si exam. Kaso, ngayon kasi sa work ko, hindi pwede muna mag-absent, ma'am. Ang pinaka-worst, yung pinipilit ba nila yung anak ko na underage, yun yung pinakamasakit. Parang na-trauma yung anak ko pag may...
Anong kaso doon? Undersecretary, DOTR, yung lawyer ng LTO, anong kaso noon?
Mr. Chair, if
16 years old. Kinuha mo yung motor. Ha?
Go ahead, Mr. Chair.
Ano mga kaso nakita nyo doon sa sinabi ng tao na yun?
Mr. Chair, number one, kung yung underage yung minor po, tapos pinapirma po ng document na hindi niya alam, probably defective yung kontrata. We can even say null and void to a certain extent.
Yeah, grave coercion yun eh.
That's also criminal action,
yun.
grave coercion.
Dealing with a minor. Pinilit mo yung minor de edad. Abuse of minor children. Right? Tapos, kinuha yung kotse. Mr. General Alan. Alex Tagum, hindi ba pag kinuha yun, carnapping yun? Kaya nga may papel eh. May rehistro eh. Walang patawad. Secretary Lopez naman tatanungin ko. Narinig mo ba, Secretary Lopez? Somebody unmute. Mute lang. Nakita mo yung sinasabi, ako ay nagtatrabaho bilang tour guide. Kailangan ko para makapagtrabaho dahil may pandemic. Nag-ipon ako, nagbayad ako. Eh dahil nag-pandemic, hindi na ako makabayad. 4 na buwan. Tapos hihilahin na lang yung motor mo, pipilitin yung bata. Para mga magnanakaw in the dead of night, pupunta doon sa wala yung may-ari, kukunin, pipilitin yung mga bata, taking advantage of the minority, taking advantage of the poor. Yan ang sinasabi ko, kaya galit na galit ako. I don't mind telling you, galit na galit ako. Sabi ng asawa ko, pagkagalitan na naman ako. Kalma lang, kalma lang. Paano kang kakalma? Kinakawawa ang tao eh. Hindi ko inaalis pag hindi nagbayad. Ayusin naman yun sa magandang usapan. Ma'am, di kayo nakabayad. Di ba may papadala kayo? You failed to pay. One installment. Magbayad na po kayo kagad para hihilahin yung motor nyo. Hindi ginawa eh.
Due process.
Walang due process. Mariosep naman oh. Ayoko na magtanong sa mga dealers sa susunod na lang dahil ang daming pangalan lumalabas sa inyo. At sumanda kayo. Susunod. I am not biased. I just don't want people taking advantage of other people. And I will not tolerate a government entity created by the Republic of the Philippines Congress to delegate its powers over a certain agency called Mayor Do, who doesn't give a damn. It's a glorified fixing office. Glorified fixing officer. May kaya tayo naglalagay na establish and prescribe rules and regulations for enforcement of laws governing land transportation, including penalties for violation and deputation of appropriate law enforcement agencies. Section 13E, PO 125, Series of 1987, not deputation to private entities. My gosh, where do you think you're coming from? Okay, out of respect for Secretary Lopez, I think, sama natin sa gobyerno yan, pare-pareho tayo na sa gobyerno yan. Do you think President Duterte, pagka makausap kayo, sabihin ko yan, naku, babanatan kayo lahat yan. Tama ba yan, Mon? Di ba, Secretary Lopez?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, basta naapi ang maliliit.
Tama. I know him. We were both mayors. Talaga, pagka kaming mayor ng araw, yung mga, sabihin nyo na talagang we never tolerate even the police abusing people. At least, ginagawa ko yan. I'm known for that. And I know President Duterte will not tolerate this. Now, if I were Secretary Tugade, who's classmate of the President, Secretary Tugade, I think is the valedictorian of the class of San Beda. Tama ba yan, mga taga San Beda, mga Bedan?
Tama po,
San Beda,
Mr. Chair.
fight. Ha?
Tama po, valedictorian po siya and cum laude po. Summa cum laude po.
Tingnan mo. Yan, so, respect our people. Ano, baka hindi nakakaintindi yung nagpapadala akong dito. Dealers sa pinupuntirya dahil sila nga yung ginawang may cross. Weirdos. Sila talagang may hawak doon sa may-ari nung na nagbabayad. Sabi rin ng LTO. Sinasabi rin natin ang DOTR. Ako yung mga troll ninyo, akala nyo, papatulang ko yan. Yan rin yung ginawa ninyo, nasabi, doble plaka. Eh, tingnan nyo yung plaka. Kung may plaka na hindi naman ganyan kalaki, sinabi na ng mismo nila General Sinas na gustong-gusto nila dahil mahuhuli. Eh, lahat yung ginawa niya, I'm sure ginawa ninyo yan. Ayan o, yan ang plaka o. Sige. Oh. May kulay, may lahat. Oh, ayan. Oh, sa gabi nakikita. Oh. You think I'm a fool? You are the fools. All right. I think I would like to ask the LTO to submit to us all the things that I asked, all the list ng mga kino-complain sa inyo, at saka yung registration ninyo lahat. Gusto ko makita yan. Kita ko sa committee. At makita natin talaga at sino-sino. Ilan ang mga na-parehistro ng mga dealers ninyo. Pupuntirin ko yung dealer because kayo may hawak. Kayo may hawak sa bulsa ng mga tao. Hindi naman ako umaangal sa dealer eh. Ang nanay ko na dealer ng rakas. Dealer rin kami ng mga ibang kwan ng negosyo pero hindi namin pipisilin yung tao. I'm sorry if you feel offended. Ang pangarap ko, tumigil na ito para gumanda na ang buhay ng mga Pilipino. Napakaganda na ang tao may sasakyan. Parang napakalaking accomplishment ang nakabili ng motorsiklo. Yung isang tao nagtatrabaho na hindi na siya mamamasahe. He has freedom of democratizing movement. Can you understand that? You know, you dealers, yan ang binibigyan nyo sa tao, democratizing movement. You don't have to take advantage. And the more you're kind to them, the more people will buy from you. But if you abuse them, don't ever think you can get away with it. I have a hearing, I have a session coming up and I have to prepare for defending the law on judiciary marshals. So I will suspend this. Secretary General, Director General, when is the next best time to conduct the hearing? Within the week, please. I don't believe in wasting our time.
Yes, sir.
Maybe Thursday or Friday, if that's possible.
We're looking for a possible free schedule because we have another hearing on Friday. So we're looking at the earliest possible date.
What time is the hearing on Friday?
Your hearing is on Justice Committee, sir. Justice Committee, Your Honor.
Which one? Which law? Citizenship lang yan. I can have a hearing in the morning and a hearing in the afternoon. We work hard around here. We don't waste time.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. We'll look for a room so that we can schedule one. Yes, Your Honor. Earliest possible.
Okay. I'm sorry, Rudy. I know I'm leaning on you. I've always leaned on you anyway. But ladies and gentlemen, with all due respect to you, you get my dander up when I see there really is talagang kawawang-kawawa yung tao. Eh, ano ba ngayon? Politika lang yan. Akala nyo ba, nabubuhay ako sa politika, you can have it. I'm not going to live in a country that is oppressed. All right, so the session is suspended until Friday in the afternoon with my thanks. Rudy?
Your Honor, we will look for the room and inform them post-date, Your Honor.
Inform them forthrightly.
Yes, sir.
Please understand my passion here. And I thank Secretary Lopez. I thank General Sinas. I thank General Alan Tagum. We need professionals in this department. And Secretary Galvante, I know you're a good man. Kindly wield, the power of justice in LTO. The BIR, thank you. Please be sure that you check every nook and cranny where people are abused. And I will ask Secretary Sinas to ask, and I will write a letter to Secretary Anyo that a campaign on people without plate numbers all over the country is waged every day. So we can stop the killings. I would ask the DOJ to personally search the people who were killed so that justice can be dispensed. After all, you have a nationwide system of prosecutors and police. You cannot live in a country where there is no justice. We cannot run to the proper authorities and be confident na tutulungan ka ng mga tao. Maraming salamat po sa inyo at good afternoon. Session is suspended until the notice is given to you, preferably on Friday afternoon at about 1 o'clock. Thank you very much, gentlemen and ladies. Session is suspended.
Your Honor.